Hello and welcome to my Sinead O'Connor special reading. Today we have a little bit of her beautiful music in the background. This song is called Three Babies off the I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got album. I understand those words like I never did before. As I cry for this beautiful lady who has been beat up her entire life like me. And I'm going to say, you know what? She did what she could with her life. And the fact is, when I put a tribute to her, and it might have been a weird one because I am a channeling maniac on my page, all people, not all people, but most of the people that commented just wanted to call her a boy and argue about whether she is a transgender or whether she is a man or a woman and pretending to be a woman. And I'm going to say, you know what, it made me really sick for the state of humanity when I saw that and how cruel someone could be, on somebody's, death like that. Doesn't matter what kind of person you are when you die. Everyone could have, a moment of respect in my mind. Sorry, I'm just going to turn this down a little more so it gets, beautiful voice back there. Yeah, I'm going to say it doesn't matter who you are or what you've done. You still deserve to have at least one person, feel bad when you go. There's another song that I love called "Bully" by my favorite band, Shinedown. I'm going to say one of them because there's many. I'm going to say in there they say, no one's going to cry on the very day you die. You're a bully. And even though I've been bullied a lot of my life, I'm going to say I still never liked that lyric. There's Brent Smith and Shinedown because I always felt like there would be at least one person that would be sad for somebody going, even if it was just their mom or their dad. Okay, and that's the one reason I never played that song that much, and that's why I haven't really shouted that one out in case you're wondering if they happen to watch this, because of that line. And I know why they say it, because a lot of people are filled with we'll say hatred. It could be remorse, but more so it's unforgiveness. And they don't want to let that person go. They want them to go on being punished and punished and punished and punished. And when is enough punishment? Like, who decides when someone has had enough punishment and when they need more? Like, this is the problem I have with the world. So we're going to come to this first card, which is card number 1, One of Keys, the Architect. And this is a scene that I'm going to say, and that's Amy from ancient Egypt, but they're going to say it's more like Atlantis. And the Architect is someone who tries to take control of every single thing, including Lemuria as well. And it is warlord is coming to my mind, so I'm going to say it. Somebody that just wants to be the ruler of it all, and the one that has complete control of it all. And, here we are right now in 2023, reenacting something that happened long ago in Atlantis and trying to correct it. And a lot of people might wonder why they're here, and I wonder daily why I'm here. As my life spins more and more out of control and into more and more misery, I start to wonder why any of us are even here at all. I think often, are we an experiment? Are we here for someone's amusement? Are we here for someone's entertainment? I've hinted at all these things on my page, whether people read it or not. There's a movie I watched a long time ago called The Truman Show, and I'm going to say The Truman Show is one thing, but this is a complete another. Like, they watch him grow up, and they watch him have a regular life and get a job and I think a girl. I haven't watched it for a long time. And eventually he just wants to know what is beyond, I think, the water or whatever. He feels like there's something else out there that he has to get to, and ends up finding a big wall and going into it and finding out that's the studio, right? And he is the main source of entertainment for the world. And they watch him in the end because, I guess maybe one day they think he will figure it out or not. I don't know. But, who is the person behind the wall? Who is the person behind the curtain? Who are we performing for? That's the question. So, if you believe in Christianity, I'm going to start with that first. And you're going to say it's God. And I myself believe in God. Although I may not call him or her God. I would probably say creator or source. I like those two words better, because again, it's like, has anyone really seen God that's here? I was told a long time ago, by a family member that is a Reiki master, that or I should say was a Reiki master, because I'm not sure if she's practicing anymore. Either way, I'm a Reiki master, and I'll say I used to see this really bright light. I'd call it like a shining star in my head, and I said to her once, "What is that bright light?" And she said, I think it might be God, coming to give you a message. So I was like, okay, why is God bothering with little old me? That was me. So, Archangel Michael wants to come through now and say that was a light from him, just to show me that I was loved, because I never believed that anyone loved me enough, okay? I never believed, I believed in unconditional love. I always knew from birth that unconditional love was a thing that people should get, but they never get it, and I never understand why, okay? And as every single person, and there are a couple that will remain unnamed that have not abandoned me and never will, no matter what you do, but I'm going to tell you, the ones that have, I cry daily because you won't speak to me. I cry daily because you won't tell me why you won't speak to me. I cry daily because you won't even write me a letter to help fight for my children, or ask me for my truths, or ask me or tell me what people are saying about me. I'm going to say, when you're the victim of a smear campaign or a hate campaign, or lies being spread about you, rumors, gossip, all in the same category, I'm going to say, until you are the brunt of it, and you have everything taken away from you. And I'm going to start in order of importance as I move to the next card. Okay, so the next card is the Queen of Keys. So right now that's me, and I'm not the queen of anything, honestly. Yeah, this is a lady, off by herself somewhere looking at some grass, maybe hoping things will get better. I'm going to say I lost 2 children. 1 mom, 1 dad, and I say my mom first because my mom is not of this world anymore, and she is here, okay? My dad, I have just found out today, has been put into a long-term care facility, which is okay, and I'm not knocking long-term care until I do, because I'm going to say I am a nurse myself, and I could be looking after my dad at no cost right now. So why are these guys getting, I'm going to call them out at about $4,000 or $3,000, might be a little bit less, a month, to take care of a guy that has a family member that will watch him for free, okay? And it's not even watch him, be with him, spend time with him, love him. I can do every job of a nurse. And you know what, I'm going to tell you a secret while we're here that doesn't have to do with this loss list, but it does have to do with the medical system. And I'm going to say, at this point, I do believe the official legislation says, you know what, an HCA, which is what I am, which is a healthcare aide, which is a 1-year nurse, can do pretty much anything if they're trained. Probably even a doctor's job, just so you know. That's where they're at with the medical system. So you know what, you don't even have to have the schooling anymore. They grab these girls, get them to take a 1-year course, and then get them to do the higher level jobs. You know what, for 20, the most I ever made as a nurse, 25, about 68 an hour, plus $2.50 for night shift premium. That's it. No weekend premium, no nothing. And I worked sometimes up to 200 hours in 2 weeks. Yeah. My regular shift was 87.5 hours in 1 week, 7-day period. Yeah. And then 6 off. It just went over, an 8-day period, I guess. Yeah. So I'm going to say, any of you who have not worked those kind of hours and been a single mom and had 2 kids, should be shutting your pie hole. That's what my spirit team wants to say, because you don't know, okay? It's way harder to be a single mom than it is to be a 2-parent family. And anyone who doesn't agree is going to find out what it's like to be one, because we are at the point here where we are reliving a nightmare that happened back then in Atlantis, okay? This is the calm before the storm here. So I'm going to go back to my loss list. So yeah, I lost 2 kids, a mom and a dad, every possession I ever had, my brother, my sister, now that's by their own choice, not mine, all of my extended family, just about every friend I ever had, with the exception of a couple of really strong people. That's it. So what causes all these people to turn their back on me? In my mind, it's rumors and lies, because, one of the things, I'm not ashamed to say it, is that I am a fentanyl addict. I am living in a ditch. I am asking for sleeping pills, buying them off the street. I'm stealing pills off residents, all sorts of stuff like that. Okay, first off, I haven't even worked in 2 years. Secondly, I've never stole a thing from there in my life. Okay, so, I'm going to say, you know what? Drug test me, hair test me. I keep saying it. You know what? I think, just about any nursing facility should be drug testing every single employee, maybe daily, if that's what it takes to get decent nursing. And I'm going to say, anyone who got those vaccines might want to do a drug test at home. You can buy one at a smoke shop or a head shop, as they call it, or a legal marijuana shop. So that's the same thing, I think. Either way, completely legal. You can buy one probably for under $20 if you want to test your own urine and see what's in it. I do it all the time. Nothing. All that's in there is sleeping pills. So anyone who wants to see my drug tests is welcome to. Eventually I'm going to post them publicly, but should I need to do that to clear my name? Okay, so that is rumor one. Rumor two is that, I tried to kill my kids in a car accident. And you know what? That's not the case. And unless you were one of the people that was there on the scene that talked to me, don't say anything about it because you don't know. You weren't there. Okay? I had to go 6 months with no income, no help from anyone. No, one lady brought me groceries. That's it. And she's not of this world anymore. That's it. Okay? And my mom and dad helped me a bit. That's it. Nobody else helped me. I never saw my sister or Ben, I'm going to say his name, or Will around anywhere asking if I needed any money. Actually, Will lent me $100 once. Actually, it might have been two. And in the end said, don't pay it back. But he's the one who told me to quit my job in the first place. He said it was too stressful. I found a lady, and I won't say her name right now, deceased in her room. You know why? Because they left her in there. And, with flu for 3 weeks. You know why? From vaccines, and then flu shots on top of those vaccines. And you know what? I still have the image of that lady in my mind, and I will probably until I leave this world, because it was the nastiest thing I've ever seen. And not her, because she's a beautiful lady, but I'm sorry, people don't fall that way, and people don't lay like that. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But I'm going to say, when a work of 10 years, has an unvaccinated nurse that refuses to do rapid tests, walk out, and then quit because of it, and they will not even give her a letter of reference, I'm going to say, and start spreading rumors and lies around the town. They're getting $1 million lawsuit. So let's see what happens there. You know what? They won't return my belongings either, and it's what it is. And nobody there wants to talk to me. Oh well. You know what? I'm sorry, because I loved every single one of you, and I loved the residents the most, and everyone knows it. And my favorite resident the other day said she didn't even know my name anymore. So I am going to say, I don't know what's going on there in Marefort, but either way, on to the next card. The treasure. So, this place is trashed, and guess what? 2 of keys. You know why this place is trashed? Because my family went to my storage unit with a friend of mine, by the way, who I won't call out publicly, but if she wants to apologize anytime and give me back the money she owes me, she can. But I'm going to say there are mouse poops, turds, whatever you want to call them, in every single thing that I ever owned in that storage unit. So don't say that you're me unless you've had to start over from scratch because of a hate crime committed by your family and your friends and people that you thought were your friends. And it hurts at the end of the day. You know what? I cry myself to sleep every single night. And just in case anyone's wondering, I do not live in a halfway house either. You know what? I live in a very respectable place. And you know what? I just don't tell my location to everyone, because these guys told me they wished I was dead in a ditch. So why would I tell them where I lived? Okay. Off the treasure is going to be the fact that I'm going to have that thing cleaned out and give all that stuff away, anything that's worth taking, to anyone who needs anything. So message me if you're short of anything. If you want to take a cursed item out of there, I will give it to you for free. All right, on to the 8 of keys. All right, so this gentleman and what looks like a doctor are sitting there. This guy has little balls. I'm going to call them Magic 8 balls for now. They actually have another name, but we've got Sinead here. She's having trouble getting it through. Anyway, she says this guy is about to discover all of the secrets of the universe, and this other guy here is debating whether or not he's going to help him or not. The Master Artisan and 8 of Keys. That's why we said Magic 8 Ball. So, this is a tiny little room. I actually think of it off of a scene of a show I watched a long time ago called Heroes. Actually, Heroes Reborn, with a gentleman named Hero. I think his name is Hero. It is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite, and he is the trippy time guy. And we have a trippy time guy here too. His name is Archangel Michael, and he's getting ready to shift us into something better, all of us, including me. So I'm going to say one more time, if your backyard ain't clean, you better not be talking about other people, okay? Because you know what, in the end, everything comes to the surface. The truth shall set us free, okay? So that's what it is, okay? Now, my biggest loss is my children, and the fact is I've posted hundreds of times and nobody will even tell me A, where they are, B, if they're alive, C, if they're okay, or let me even mail them a package off Amazon. They refuse every single one. If I write a letter, they'll rip it up. If I mail clothes, they'll just send them back. So, you know what? The offer goes out there to anyone who wants to pick stuff up for these guys. I'm not giving them a dime. You know what? Because they have drug problems. So I am going to say if they want groceries, I will give someone a grocery card if they want to come get it. Or I will drop groceries off if somebody can tell me where to put them, where my daughter is. Okay? Because I don't even know where. If my dad is in a home and my parents' property is up for sale, which it is, you know what? I think they need my signature for that, being as I am one of the 2 executors on that will. And you can't just take people off wills that easily. And if you have, and you do it with someone who has dementia, that is called a felony. And you know what? There's been more than one felony that's been committed out here. And I will take this down if they want to apologize, but that's it. I'm not taking it down otherwise. I have had enough of being my silent Amy, and I want to be chatty Amy again. I want to be free Amy is what I want to be. I lost my entire life because a judge signed a paper and said I laid on a road and tried to kill myself. You know what? I have been all over this disgusting province of Alberta trying to get the truth, and nobody wants to give it to me. Just the other day, a cop ushered me out of Whitecourt Court twice when I went there and tried to get the papers of the who done it. You know why? Because when your life is ruined, you want to know what doctor signed that damn paper to put you in there, okay? So if it's one of mine, I've asked you both nicely to tell me the truth, and I will show you mercy and forgiveness. But if it's one of those other doctors in Marysville that works the acute care, you know what? I know what you do in your spare time too, just so you know. So does God and the archangels. All right, off we go back to number 7 of keys. Okay, so this is a person who has worked really hard and finally reached the mountaintop. That's called the ascent. Okay, I have a place in mind, and I'm going to go to this place sooner rather than later, and that will be my ascent, or my ascension. That's what I believe in. I believe I'm going to leave this place and go to something better. You know what? I would never treat a fellow human the way that any of you have treated me. And you know what? I still will show forgiveness and mercy to every single one of you. But at the end of the day, how would you feel if every single person in your life turned their back on you at once? Like every single one, okay? And again, there's 3 exceptions. 4. That's it. I won't say who they are for their protection, okay? All right, on to the next card, which is the Iridescent Moon, 6 of Keys. All right. This is an artist who reminds me a lot of one of my favorite spirit guides, Leonardo da Vinci. And I'm going to say, you know what? This girl reminds me a lot of Marilyn Monroe, who, by the way, we believe is still alive. Now, I got called out on my page by a gentleman named James Bowen the other day for saying people are alive that aren't here. And he said, how do you know? And I said, I'm a medium. And he said, whatever. You know what? Lots of people think I'm full of crap. Well, stop watching me then. Unfriend me. If you're still there, I'm going to assume you like my content. Even if you don't like it, or whatever, I get banned a lot. You know why? Because I'm speaking the truth. You know what? I want to do a shout out to a pastor, and he knows who he is, and he may not watch this, or he may, but I have got your back until the end. And if it means I have to, do the same thing you're doing day by day, I will do it. I will take over for you, and I will make sure I do not rest until you are free too. Because we should not have to live in a place where we are not allowed to believe in hope, believe in God, believe in a higher power, a higher self. It could be a Buddha, it could be Mohammed, it could be whatever you believe in. I don't care. Same difference. Every single person that believes in anything had better get off their duff and start helping, because we all need to band together. Every single pastor, every single priest, every single minister, every single reverend, whatever else. I'm not sure what all of them are called, but I'm going to say every single religious person of the world needs to band together and fight to save a man who is getting wrongfully punished for having a heart and a soul, and knowing that belief and spirituality is muchly needed, especially in dark times. It's the only thing that gets people through. And you know what? You can move mountains with miracles if you just believe enough for everybody. And I do, and I did. And even though I get knocked down, like the Chumbawamba song, Cup Thumping, I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. And that's what I have to say to my family. You don't know me, and you haven't known me for a long time. I worked very hard to grow and to release every single trauma and every single thing that ever happened to me. And you might not like me telling my story publicly, but I'm going to keep doing it. You know why? Because people, strangers, have reached out to me and said that I've made a difference in their life by doing it. And Sinead O'Connor says the same thing. She went out publicly and explained what happened to her as a child. You know what? Not for herself. Well, somewhat for herself, to get it off her chest, to help other people that were in the same boat, that had somebody, a parent, a sibling, whatever, a doctor, anyone who was torturing them. She spent many nights in places like the place that I was stuck, which is the Royal Alex. And I am going to say to anybody that thinks that that is going to help any human on this planet, you know what? Go check yourself in voluntary for a night there and see, and then come out and tell me that that place is good for anybody. It is good for nothing. It should burn to the ground. Anyway, let's see what happens if some lightning can't strike it. I will not commit a crime. I will not hurt myself. I will not hurt anyone else ever. I don't even kill flies. In fact, my mom and I had a fight about it in front of Ben. You know what? About me not killing flies. You know why? Because I don't like to see the soul leave the body, even if it's a bug. You know what? I don't want to be responsible for anyone's light going out ever, okay? You know what? I'm going to say there are fates worse than death, and this is one of them. Being without anybody, being totally alone. I can spread truths all day, but at the end of the day, I cry myself to sleep every single night, so... Anyway, that is the end of this reading, and we'll probably maybe be back with another later, or we won't. You know what? My work for free is about to come to an end, and it's going to be out in a published novel pretty soon, and you can read it that way if you want. I'm also writing songs, with dead celebrities at this point, so if any bands, even lower, I'm not going to say lower, less famous bands, want a song from me, say you want to write a song with Kurt Cobain or, Bob Marley, or David Bowie, they will write one through me and give it to you if you want to put it out. So reach out, mysilentamy at proton.me. I've already given 4 bands a song that has come through, and I'm writing a rock opera, and maybe I'll sing it if they're willing to let me sing. I am brave enough to do it now. So again, to all of my family, you don't know me anymore. I have confidence. You know what? Like I said, I get knocked down, but I get up again, and I don't need your money. I just want the world to be righted. What I want is my kids. I am the most resourceful person you've ever known, and I always find my way out of everything, somehow, some way, with faith. Okay? That's what it is. All right. I send love to the world, and the message of this complete reading is purple, which is the color of Archangel Metatron, who is one of my main guys, and he can be yours too if you call on him. And he has a Merkaba that can be used for healing. So again, I am open for business for healing and card readings, and I can do a card reading like this for you personally and put it on a private YouTube for a donation of at least $50 or more at this point. So if you want one, I'm also offering to do Zooms, one-on-ones, if anyone is intrigued in that for healing and or for card readings, and or I have a couple of other psychics that are willing to come with me with decks of cards to a party and do card readings for everyone there if you want to. But that is $500 as a startup. Depends how many people you have there. But we will, if you build it, they will come. So let's see what happens. And pretty soon we're going to be taking it to the street. So maybe we'll see you in a city near you doing card readings on the street, and then you'll know who I am. My Silent Amy is my name, and Archangel Michael is my husband and partner, and always will be. All right, much love.